Okay, I think we're live. Are we? We are live.
Yep.
So I'm just staring at the camera waiting and thinking about the video, guessing. Anyway, get started in just a second. If you're watching live on YouTube, welcome. And the link to join the Zoom room will be posted in the video comments chat section in just a moment. Ooh, is the sound sounding really muffled?
It's sort of jagged. Bearable, but it's sort of jagged.
Jagged or like, because when I heard it coming through the YouTube video, it sounded very like
it's quite bad.
It's quite bad?
Yeah.
Is it just the connection, you think, or the microphone, or both?
It's mostly the connection, I bet.
Based on the video, it's
odd because
it is the connection, but I don't know if it's also the microphone.
Okay, because the video is not looking good either.
Yeah, like the frame rate is like 1 frame per second or something like that.
That's so weird. I'm gonna see if I can get the Wi-Fi password for this place. First of all, I'm gonna see if the Wi-Fi network is actually accessible here.
Probably a good idea. So I would say I can still hear you and understand. Oh, yeah.
Scanning for Wi-Fi networks.
What a beautiful location you're at.
Oh, thank you. If you're speaking to me, Rooney is in a nice place too. I saw a video of that a second ago.
Yeah, I was talking to you, Dante.
Okay. Welcome. So I don't think I can get on the Wi-Fi network. So we're just gonna
better
have
now. The both voice and video is better now than before.
Okay. Great. Good. It might have just been some launching issue. Anyway, welcome. This is the live stream channeling session. Happens every week. Because I'm traveling now, the date and time is shifting a little bit. I just moved it to 2 hours before the previous time, and I'm sorry for those on the West Coast that this is now, what is it, 7 a.m. I'm thinking. I'm sorry, but I hope you can still make it or you enjoy the replays. I just need to kind of do this in the more active times of the day through the seasonal shift or the new time zone. Anyway, so you can subscribe to the email list to get these updates. I announce the date and time every week there and on Instagram, the YouTube comment section, and Facebook. So you can stay tuned to the streams in that way. This stream is being recorded and goes into the making of the next channel book. And now we're moving through the series on the chakras, starting that today. So what is said in these videos could be used for the next channeled book. So you're joining under that understanding today, and thank you for helping to co-create that. So all of the questions can be asked. It's a lot better when people ask questions aloud. You can type the questions in if you really prefer. And we do take questions in advance from people who subscribe on Patreon. I've been really behind on that. I'm actually maybe potentially looking for somebody to manage that account. It's really super simple. I just don't have the memory to post every single thing from the other social media platforms to Patreon as well, and answer all of those things. But I am thinking of getting more interested in that as these streams are done on donation for those who participate. If you feel like you benefit and would like to contribute back in some way, you can send a donation on dantestarshan.com under the contact and book a session tab. The information on that is there, and I appreciate that so much, as it's really helpful in allowing me to continue to share these freely every week. The channeling course is launching again when people are enrolled. We will set up a new program. So if you want to take your channeling skills to the next level, the channeling and intuitive healing course is beginning whenever people have signed up. So there's all the information on that on the website as well. I won't bore everybody about it again. Bore them. It's not boring, it's just I feel like I talk about it at every video. So we're just going to go with the flow this time. You can find out so much about it, even testimonial videos, and I do free program consultation calls for anybody who has some questions, is feeling it's a maybe, but wants to know more. So you can set up a call with me, just send me an email and we can do that soon. Make sure you're muted when you are not speaking. And beyond that, enjoy your time with them today, and remember to keep your question to about 8 minutes, and give everybody in the group who wants to ask a question the chance to do so. And I'll see you on the other side. Hello, and we say good day to you at this moment of your time. We, as the Pleiadian Council, speak on behalf of the Galactic Alliance and as well on behalf of many of your own guides, supporting you in this evolutionary process, this very exciting process of growth, discovery, and development, and eventually intergalactic contact that your civilization is heading towards. It is a gift that you offer to us by allowing us to co-create. So we, first of all, beginning by thanking you and sharing the energy of gratitude in reflection for the support that you share with us. Now, we are continuing the transmission of these new materials, this time exploring your chakra system and helping you to understand how this inner anatomy functions within you, and how to note which imbalances are directing your lives and how to adjust them in subtle energetic ways, and also by changing the thoughts, beliefs, and most importantly, actions that are moving through you. So let us begin with a couple of questions one viewer has submitted that we find very fitting to be the start of this section.
All right, here's the question. Human design states that 7 chakras were true 2,000 years ago, but today human evolved to 9 energy centers. I found human design is accurate. So do humans still have 7 chakras or 9 energy centers now?
Chakras, or energy centers, yes, exist all over the body. There's thousands of them. Every organ can be considered an energy center. And there are subtle channels beyond these 7 chakras that also exist. This system of human design is effective, as are so many other of these channeled modalities that offer you a potential viewpoint into your energy system. And while these viewpoints reflect the energy that is inherent within you, it is important to also be able to work with many different viewpoints. So there are chakra systems of 12 chakras, of 32 chakras, of however many. And all of these are offering a different angle, a different take on your energetic circuitry. You can work with all of them, though at the core, there are these 7 chakras, as they are called in some languages. Yes, we would think the best use of your language would be to call them that, energy centers. However, this term chakra is also quite reflective, so we will use them interchangeably, though I want you to understand that there are many different terms from many different languages and from many different perspectives that can be used to refer to these energy centers. Chakra in Sanskrit means wheel. So this alludes to the spinning motion of these energy centers. They carry energetic patterns and frequencies. They carry the energetic patterns and frequencies that you are imprinted with through the events of your life. Everything that you experience imprints within you a subtle frequency and a perspective and a belief that stays circulating within you and often recurs. So these chakras, these wheels, spin these energetic patterns repeatedly. And the 7 is also quite a powerful vibration to work with in this sense, because you can understand the human development through the cyclical patterns of the chakras. As each year of human life, you are developing one of these centers, and in cycles of 7, you shift your primarily life's perspective based upon which chakra is being developed at that time. This 7 system also allows you to have a clear understanding of the balance of all things, as there are the 3 lower centers, the 3 higher centers, and the heart that is the energetic bridge between them. And thus this creates another series of 3 with the higher, middle, and low. The correlations and connections, the chakras in various systems, one perspective. So you may see some chakra systems that connect one chakra with an endocrine organ or something of that nature, and another system that connects a different organ or endocrine gland with that chakra. To an extent, because the energy patterns are cycling through the chakras in a sort of gradient effect, where a frequency affecting one chakra gradually moves down through the chakra below it. There is certainly some bleed through with the associations of these other energy centers. So you can consider the energy centers of specific organs and parts of your body as both interconnected with the chakra closest to them or chakras closest to them, but also independent energy centers that receive their own imprints in their own right. We hope this sets a good basis for you and also answers that particular question. You can also subdivide into 9 chakras in the body, and the clearest way to do that would be to add a more specific subdivision between the navel chakra and the solar plexus chakra. This idea of the navel versus the solar plexus does get mixed up in some systems. In a sense, they are distinct, and in a sense, they are always fused. So in this system of human design, you could also liken that to this idea of opening these separate channels of the spleen and the solar plexus and the liver. They also have their own distinct consciousness, yes? However, in this division, that we are also suggesting to consider some subtle differentiation between the chakras. Yes, it would be that solar plexus emotional intelligence level versus this navel point level that is more of a reflection of one's vital life energy, akin to that sacral center, though also subtly different. There's a sort of extra bridge here, and you would see the other extra bridge as between the heart and the throat. That also makes a division into 9 when you consider these two specific bridges. This higher bridge is a higher heart chakra and also is interconnected with the channeling chakra. At the back of the neck, there is this sort of necklace-like energy band that moves from the high heart to the channeling chakra. This high heart connects with this idea of unconditional love and moving the energy upwards from the heart chakra into the throat. Then the channeling chakra is connecting that energy flow downwards through the throat center into the heart. This energy bridge zone is connected with spiritual and psychic phenomena. And here there is the greatest energetic block in most individuals in your world at this time, as in order for the center to be open, it requires a great degree of unconditional love and higher wisdom and understanding to be activated within a person and spoken through a person to clear all of the subtle blockages that sometimes interfere with this energetic bridge. And so, yes, you can create many other subdivisions of well into perhaps 9 energy centers when you consider the gateway beneath your feet, connecting the root chakra into the earth itself, and the gateway above your body from connecting your crown chakra into the more cosmic and spiritual celestial planes. And so you see that it is not so simple. And there are many things that you can study in your world from other channeled beings, from other human psychics, from other teachers of ancient traditions who allow you to gain a complete perspective. We are never saying to listen to us and us alone. And this is a very complex subject, which we are essentially adding one more layer, one more perspective to in your reality for your understanding and evolution. So yes, let us continue to the next question before continuing to the base chakra transmission.
Then that was quite awesome. The follow-up question to that one was, how do imbalances in the chakra occur?
Imbalances occur through imprinting, first of all. And some of this imprinting is psychic, and it takes place within the womb, and then life experience carries out the deepening imprints. So specific events that happen, specific things that you learn, specific patterns that you witness in others, and behaviors that you carry out, then imprint your chakras with these patterns. This is for better and for worse. And this will be illuminated in detail as we progress through this series, exploring each and every chakra. All right.
Then there's one last question. Why do they not resolve and flow
Right,
perfectly by themselves?
Yes. So let us continue with this opening transmission of this section on the base chakra. This base chakra is at the literal base of your spine, or the perineum, situated between the genitals and the anus. This center is your very first center to ever develop. And it, in a sense, sets up your literal foundation for all other development. This center is at the core of who you are and how you think and how you unconsciously operate. It is the chakra of instinct. When you are an infant, you are completely dependent upon others and completely in a state of survival. The infant will cry whenever a need is not met. And at even slight discomforts, the infant is sent into a great panic. The care that one receives in this crucial time of development sets up the quality of the root chakra through that first year of life, and then continuing through the next 7 years of life that are developing that core in life. Chakra is at work unconsciously within you all of the time. When the root chakra is developed, one has a sense of clear calmness and is very connected to physical reality around them, and rest assured that physical reality around them is a safe, comfortable, and secure place. The root chakra also requires a sense of belonging and family or community in order to be working in its very best way. So through those early formative years of life, one's needs are very important, and one has no other way to meet them than through the outside. If one's caregivers cannot meet those needs, or do not do it consistently, or do it with an energy of resentment, or perhaps add layers of smothering and overprotection, all of this impacts the root chakra and one's basic attitudes towards their safety and towards their outer relations with others. This then plays out in the root chakra as how safe and at ease one feels throughout one's life. In order to keep this chakra in balance, one has to become a master of the earth element, as this is the element associated with it. And so it means finding one's place in the material world. It does not necessarily mean being materialistic. And sometimes a non-materialistic approach is the easiest way to bring this chakra in balance. It is about creating home, safety, and connection. The root chakra may be out of balance when one feels they cannot create authentic connections with others, or they isolate from other people. This state of isolation is one of the greatest disbalances to the root chakra. Another great disbalance is the overuse of stimulants, especially coffee, in your world, as the adrenals are directly connected to the root chakra. When one consumes too much caffeine, or does it at the inappropriate times and the inappropriate ways, it can cause these adrenals to be in a state of stress and depletion, thus triggering a sense of constant urgency. If you, beyond examining your situations in life, want to see a very clear guidepost to how imbalanced this center is for you, ask yourself, how secure and settled do I feel? And of course, it fluctuates, and different external triggers can bring up the patterns in this and all of the chakras. To really balance the center, yes, it is deepening into the earth. Of course, there are many tips that others mainly suggest, like walking barefoot for the root, as the center does connect downward to your feet as well. Though it does require much more than that. It is essentially getting deeply into your own body, moving the legs, stretching the legs, being strong on your feet. The center does require exercise and good regular flows of routines and healthy habits to maintain the integral structure of the body. The habits of daily life lead to how well one either create a solid home base or adapt into new situations and become acquainted with others with greater ease. Of course, all of the chakras play into this, though when one does not have a sense of rootedness at all, there is a constant sense of not belonging and not belonging anywhere. This again can tie into feeling out of place in one's development with one's family or in school, and anchoring into a sense of I belong everywhere is exactly what will help this root chakra come into a clearer and more balanced state. I am at home everywhere. I belong to the earth itself. Many people will find they desire a certain kind of life, of home, of community, and the root plays a big role into doing that. Yet others can simply find that deep anchoring of the root chakra in feeling strongly and powerfully connected to the earth and their own bodies. In fact, many work too much on the material plane without taking care of their bodies and still have that overactive root chakra that is constantly in a state of distress and feeling not at ease, not safe. So it is important to recognize that one's own definitions of safety also play a role in this root chakra. One must really address what one's true needs are in order to assess if those feelings of scarcity or concern for survival in any way come from a true place or come from a mentally constructed place. And we remind you of your needs. They are the need for breath, the need for water, the need for sleep, the need for food, the need for shelter, the need for relationship and community, the need for self-expression. Now, if you notice that something in your life beyond a sense of deprivation of any one of those things triggers a survival mode for you, you have to question, is this perceived need a true need or something that I think I need because of one of my belief systems? You can play around with the tools we suggest for deconstructing belief systems in order to assess what you find when you do that. Because in your world, the irony is that so many of you, almost half of you, have gotten beyond the need for immediate survival. Almost all of you who watch this don't have direct threats to your survival. You may have many artificial threats to your survival that involve various sorts of paperwork and agreements, though there wouldn't be anything that deeply, tremendously threatens your life that happens so super easily beyond those accidents and things that sometimes happen. Now, we say this to denote that most people in your world, despite having those levels of safety and security, will have many disbalances in the root chakra. So just because one has this semblance of an embodiment of the earth element does not necessarily mean one's root chakra is imbalanced, because there can be so many beliefs about artificial needs and so on and so forth that one creates a continuous disbalance in their perpetual perception of lack. So recognize what your needs are and work towards them. Feel yourself strongly connected with the earth. Your body is a part of the earth, and as you listen to your body as your teacher of what your needs are, and move your body accordingly, and take actions accordingly, and feed your body accordingly, and breathe accordingly, this root center of yours will certainly come into balance and thrive. Those who had especially challenging childhoods may need to seek out support in the form of therapies to uncover that trauma, and may as well need to assess whether the communities or relationships in their lives are still reflective of those initial traumas, or have they as individuals, yes, carved out a pathway to be in communities where there is more consistent support. For remember that relationship is a need as well, and as much as the root chakra is so much connected to self, it is also about the sense of self within relation. Everyone needs others for something, but if one does not have that core sense of safety and trust to be able to reach out when one is needing to receive, then this is so often connected to those core early disbalances that take place in the root chakra, which we again point to as that first year of life, and to another extent the next 7 years of life. So we thank you for opening to this initial message, and we hope that you can find ways in your own right to become truly grounded, truly embodied, we will, yes, conclude with a meditation for this center. And for now, we will open to your questions. We also want to announce for the channel that this transmission must end at approximately 90 minutes past the start time, or yes, 1 hour and 40 minutes will do. So yes, you may begin with your questions. Somebody might want to mute themselves.
I have a question.
Well,
Yes. Or one of you.
That I feel is also related to the root chakra. It has to do with kind of anchoring myself to the earth truly, and also how to kind of balance my kind of tendency to like this cosmic energies. That's something that needs to be anchored in the earth, something I'm aware of, but I like to ask if there's any kind of exercises or something in particular and how I can connect with earth and nature for me specifically.
Cosmic energy doesn't necessarily cancel out earth energy, for you are made of both, and you are factually in space. So you are in the cosmos already. So one thing you can do is also play with that understanding that Earth itself is the cosmos. It is part of the cosmos. We would also encourage you to visualize that cosmic energy coming from above, flowing down through you into the earth. Offer that energy as a gift to the earth through your feet and through your hands, and send it down into the earth, and invite then earth to offer supportive energy to return flowing through you. You can also practice with that meditation of standing on the ground with your legs slightly bent in a sort of qigong stance, if you're familiar, or something that feels comfortable and aligned for your body, and imagine and feel energy rising through your feet into your body from the earth and circulate it coming back down. Now, in terms of your life, we would suggest you can make an earthly life more cosmic. If you feel ungrounded, it could be because either you aren't taking enough actions in your life that help that cosmic energy to land here, or you're not stepping into enough interactions, into enough of a community where you can actually share all of those energies that you are tapped into. Are you there?
I'm here, yes.
Does that feel relevant to you? Like something that you would be open to exploring?
Yes. Yes, it does feel relevant.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
So, what sort of actions that feel both cosmic and grounding could you think of?
What comes to mind is going more out into nature and doing this intuitive singing, and then kind of visualizing bringing the cosmic energy to the earth. So you suggest it kind of as a gift, and then ask for energy from the earth to support me.
Yes. That is a permission slip to start to feel that connection with the earth much more. So what about other sorts of actions, other things that you could do in your life? Because again, remember, part of this understanding is as well is that you need to have a more grounded, excited role in creating some sort of home structure or community in your life for the root chakra to really fully open and thrive.
Yes, that is true. That feels a bit more challenging for me.
What about it seems challenging?
It just difficult to describe, but it just finding and creating communities does like it for some reason it doesn't come easy, or it hasn't.
Creating has not come easy? Or what?
I guess it's like I'm trying to create a bridge from this old self that was quite isolated to this new self that seeks very deep and intimate connections with other people. So there's this kind of lack of experience and maybe a certain like assertiveness that I like. So that's kind of the challenge, to make that bridge between the old and the new self.
All right. Though it feels challenging because it is, in some senses, new for you, and new things require a change in perspective. It can be as simple as taking the action to reach out to others, or taking the action of expressing yourself and expressing what is exciting for you, and allowing others who resonate with that expression to gravitate towards you and establishing connection from there. That practice of expressing and reaching out is, in a sense, developing that assertiveness and having that non-attached attitude towards the outcome, and seeing it more as a practice of developing the assertiveness, if you put it in that term, to reach out and make connection. It will always be successful, and you will always learn something, and gradually what is difficult now will become easier and easier. In your inner process, through that bigger process, you can look at how that attitude of isolation may have developed in those formative years of your life, and what perspective did you develop about others and yourself that kept that pattern intact. By deconstructing that pattern and opening yourself to new perspectives, you can gradually form a new perspective and a new way of, yes, using that assertive energy to know your worth and reach out and get more of the things that you need and desire in this lifetime.
Yes, that resonates.
All right, well, we're glad for the resonation process.
Yeah, that is helpful. Thank you.
Oh, an hour, thanks. You as well.
Hello, Pleiadian Council.
Hello and welcome.
Welcome. So my question is, I don't know the proper name of it, but I have met extraterrestrial semi-physical, and
All right.
it looks like if I was talking to Dante in real life. Okay. So, but
Yes.
so it's happened multiple times with a Pleiadian woman. I've also done it with archangels, specifically Archangel Michael and Raphael. So my question is, I don't know. When can I have open contact? How close am I to open contact? Is that an irrelevant question? Like, can I ask something like that?
Well, the more you ask in a way, the more you push it away, because the questioning diminishes the excitement you have for the present moment expansion process.
Oh, okay.
So it is, in a sense, around the corner. The more that you develop those connections with the beings that show up for you, the more you will be clear for the reception of open contact. It's likely to happen in this decade.
Okay. I've also would like to ask you another question, if that's okay. I receive light codes sometimes, and one of these codes is a triangle with 2 circles on each point. Can you expand on me and let me know what that means?
On which points?
On each point
there's 3
of the
points in the
triangle.
triangle.
Yeah, 3 points of the triangle. There's a circle on each one.
Right.
I did. Yeah, sorry.
One moment. This symbol connects with the Sasani and hybrid races, representing the triangular shape of some of their ships, and the 3 circles, the bridging between your world, their world, and the world of the new hybrid children, creating that 3rd world.
Now, was I shown that? Do I have a counterpart there? Is that why I was shown that? Or may I have the name of the counterpart?
It's between you and them.
Okay. All right. And how would I connect with this counterpart?
Oh, the same way that you connect with the other beings.
Okay. Okay. All right. And one last one real quick. I also seen a grid. It looked like a octagon. There we go. Coming together to form a sphere.
Yes.
I wasn't sure what that meant at all. I tried looking things online in other different ways. I couldn't come up with anything. Only thing I could come up with is that the Pleiadians are connected with the bees, and that is connected with, I see that with the bees as well. And it also
an octagon or a hexagon?
Hexagon. Sorry, I apologize.
Hexagon. Oh,
hexagon.
Right.
I apologize. And I know that shape is very dear in this world, so I don't know where this connects or nothing like that. If you can really help me, I'd appreciate that.
The 3 is the basic building block of geometry through the triangles. So the 6 is that multiple of 3 and represents that next level up of structure. The 6 can represent those higher dimensions of reality, and moving towards them, it can represent the geometrical order of reality, as it plays that big role in so much of your sacred geometry and numerology. The hexagon, as it connects to the sphere, can point to activation of the Merkaba energy body, this frequency is very powerful in accelerating into this multidimensional energy. And as you continue to work with this vibration in this year of 2022, which again adds to 6, you may find there are continued activations of that higher dimensional energy body that happens as you reclaim your source self. Again, everyone has their own path to that. They have their own highest excitement that guides them to it. And before anyone asks, well, how do I activate that higher dimensional body? It is through the formula of enacting your passion to the best of your ability without insisting on an outcome. Whatever your particular passion is will lead you to that activation as you become increasingly non-attached and able to allow the formula to flow with greater and greater ease. That is the pathway.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Thanks to you as well.
Would I be able to squeeze one small one in real quick, or is that it? Okay. I also see an eye all the time. My wife did Reiki on me, which opened up a lot for me. Ever since then, sometimes it'll be an eye from Egyptian eye, but it'll only be one single eye. And then sometimes it looks up, it looks down, it looks left, it's right. I don't know what that means, but to me, I feel like it's my guide looking down at me, letting me know that she sees me. But I'm not too sure exactly what it meant. And I thought maybe you can help me with that, because I've always wanted to know what that meant.
What does it represent to you?
It represents.
Does it give you a sense of being watched? Yes.
Yes.
So it's a remembrance that all that is taking place is being witnessed. Your soul is the witness to your life experience. And when you are able to step into that observation mode, you can often remember the higher witness of your own guides and higher self as well. So this eye can show up, especially in the times when you're being guided to step into that observer mode and pay closer attention to the details.
Thank you so much. Lots of thanks.
Our thanks to you as well. All mute if you are not speaking.
There's a question from the chat room.
All right.
From Jeff. In my dream, I meditated with crystals on my hand inside the copper pyramid for meditation. A blind guru appeared out of nowhere and opened his eyes. A laser beam is emitted from his eyes widely, and a light screen appeared in the air like a projector. Like watching a movie, I saw the karma from my mistakes while working in the Galactic Federation. Suddenly, he shouted out loud, "Red Skull Child." Why did that guru call me Red Skull Child? Please explain the dream. Thanks a lot.
You will have to interpret that specific phrase for the meanings that you associate it with. What does Red Skull mean to you? This dream is a true multidimensional experience in which you can see the actions your soul counterparts played out in other lifetimes, in, yes, ancient memories and moments from the Galactic Federation. And this particular phrase, you will have to decipher. The guru represents the idea of karma to you, and it helps to show you the results of actions that have been taken. We don't hold that same understanding of karma as many do in your world. From our multidimensional perspective on other lifetimes, we see that karmas, yes, can bleed through, though they are not as fixed as some people traditionally believe in your world. And so it is not as if actions taken in other lifetimes truly mean that the consequences will be experienced in this one. These memories simply reflect a connection, and that you are playing out similar themes as your other selves at other times and spaces. And by other selves, again, we mean past or future lifetimes, which we refer to as soul aspects, or colloquially as other selves.
That's awesome. I'll leave it to Kina, who's got her hands up. We can't hear you, Kina.
Perhaps she's not there.
Oh, she unmuted, but nothing's coming through the mic.
All right.
Well,
all right.
I would have personal question if no one is up to.
Yes, please.
During certain visualization, when I try to visualize certain projects, big projects, and when it gets to the part of receiving from exterior, there is often a sudden blockage that happens at the solar plexus or root chakra. So I think more of the, sacral chakra. And it's something that's quite visceral. It's as if there's a sudden shock that happens. And I was wondering, what is your perspective on that?
Was your creativity always encouraged?
No, that's been a pattern at the initial home.
Yes. So there is still some core unconscious belief at those levels of root and sacral that hold on to the memory of family, teachers, and others not condoning your creative expression. So it creates that pattern of being comfortable with some levels of creative expression, obviously, because you allow yourself to produce and create so much. Though when you get an idea that seems very exciting or something that in one way or another levels you up, it triggers that unconscious belief that causes a sudden pullback.
Wow, does it? Well, should it create such a visceral sensation in the body? Because I was kind of
The visceral
under the
sensation is the pattern clearly presenting itself, and it's having this effect because you have attuned your consciousness to deeper levels of sensitivity to your energetic body. And now when you encounter these patterns, you will start to have more apparent reactions sooner.
Ah, okay, wow, that's truly fantastic. So would that also be linked to, and I've noticed when you were talking about the extending the chakra, the ninth one in the back of the neck, I've noticed recently, within the last year, as if there was a kind of like a ball forming in the back of the neck near the left ear.
Yes. A ball of tension.
Okay, wow.
Or
That's
what?
Just that's a good question. It's just it's not necessarily apparent all the time, but it's as if it's a ball. I don't necessarily know how to explain it.
Is it muscular tension or a subtle sensation?
More like muscular tension. Yeah.
All right. So this area at the back of the neck has to do with receiving the energy from higher guidance or guides, or even your innermost self. When you are attuned and connected, it allows the system to relax. Though when there are energetic attachments, and these can even be from inner belief systems that you cannot get release yourself from, they can latch on and create those tensions. So part of this is also the pull of those belief systems guiding your behavior and keeping you in physical positions that are slightly uncomfortable. So what we would encourage most is physical exploration of your body as a permission slip to consciously engage with what negative beliefs might be at work, causing you to hold yourself in this way. And again, as this is the center of subtle connection, and the left side of your body is about receptivity, ask yourself, what is blocking my ability to receive subtle energies? You can do a sort of movement practice like stretching, yoga, dance, running, or anything that calls to you, but play with exploring those connections with your neck, shoulder, head, and chest to unlock what mental, emotional pattern might be causing that resistance.
That is, wow, spot on, directly spot on. Great, thanks. Could I ask one last question?
Yes.
Okay. In the current catalyst environment that I'm in, I've came back into contact with a person that's being taken care of by my parents, and this person is this person has a particular habits. Some would say autistic. I don't necessarily abide by the word, but at times this person would kind of it's as if this person launches out light language, but very high pitch. And I'm not annoyed by it because I understand it's this person's momentum. And it's funny because whenever, let's say, the parents are not there, this person will just activate and push that even further. So, but I'm kind of wondering, okay, it's kind of like asking, why am I living this? At times I just need to put headphones onto it, not necessarily to let it hurt my ears, but it's just this interesting situation.
Yes. Well, what is the benefit? If you want to understand why you are living with it, what is the benefit? Perhaps it helps you open yourself to the understanding of those with divergent neural makeups, and also understand that there are subtle energies at work guiding those people who are predisposed to these sorts of unique ways of presenting and experiencing your reality. You can perhaps work with interpreting this light language as a sort of communication. know that there are also ways of communicating with this person and helping them at least learn how to not be loud. Though consider you need to learn how to speak their language first.
Wow, thank you. Spot on. Awesome. I'll leave the floor to the next person unless Kina, do you want me to read your question before Matesh?
Do you hear me?
You are heard.
Yes, we do.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you, Josh. You are very kind, sir. Hello, Pleiadians. I
Hello,
would
welcome.
like to thank you. I would like to know how can we do to not be tired and where it's come from? Can we find a way of not sleeping, not being tired anymore?
Well, you cannot not sleep. You could sleep less if you go into states of deep meditation in which your brain waves are basically the same as sleeping. This would be delta meditation, or delta brain waves rather, but it is a very deep meditation, and one would have to be an experienced meditator of some time to be able to access that state. When you are well nourished and well exercised, you will also sleep deeper and need less sleep, though you certainly do need sleep. There can be many reasons for being tired all the time. Many of these reasons are emotional. In fact, mostly this is emotional. Tiredness can be the result of unprocessed sadness or grief. And by bringing them and releasing the beliefs that are true to them, tiredness can often be overcome. Other levels of tiredness come from not doing enough. Consider if you want to sleep, you have to be exhausted. If you don't follow the formula by taking actions that are exciting, you won't get tired at the appropriate time to get tired, and you might not sleep very well, and thus that leads to that more chronic state of
Yes, it you froze. Frozen.
Did you stop hearing us at any point?
You froze at you were talking about being in depression and it's make you tired, not following the
Right.
formula.
Yeah. So let's say that one more time. And what we were saying is precisely that. Tiredness can also be caused by, yes, sadness and grief, and by bringing yourself to go within those emotions and release the beliefs that are at the root of them, you can find renewed energy. This deep soul exhaustion is often caused by not exhausting yourself enough by taking exciting actions. So you have to be following the formula to really tap into those deep levels of energy. Consider that if you want to sleep, you have to tire yourself out first. And in order to tire yourself out, you need something exciting and empowering to do. So sometimes people will lounge around or only do things that are minorly exciting and not really allow themselves to act on their bigger passions. And at the end of the day, they don't feel tired and may stay up too long and then not get a good sleep. And that is what we would encourage, really, is to fill your days with exciting things so that at the end of every day, you are knackered out and simply fall asleep.
Okay, so it's if we link to the first subject, is like a lack of energy in the chakras due to the emotion.
Well, no chakras lack energy. They simply have distorted energy patterns, or they don't. All chakras have much energy. And of course, some people have healthier patterns that express in an energized way, and other people have unhealthy patterns that express in a tired way.
Okay, because the unhealthy patterns slow down the energy circulation.
Yes, that is true.
Okay, great to know. Can you hear?
Yes, we can. There was a minor glitch for 1 second, but all is well.
Okay. So one day I had a draconian who nearly appeared in front of me. How that was possible?
Well, everything is here and now. That is why it's possible.
Okay, so he used some technology to bypass and to
There doesn't necessarily need to be a technology to travel through the dimensions. Of course, many use technologies to do that, though some beings at these higher dimensional frequencies will meet you when you match their frequency. So it is possible because everything is here and now, and it happened because you matched frequencies with that being in that particular moment.
Okay, I understand better. Last night, some higher being came to visit me and awaken me. Who do you have the name of this being?
Connected with the Yagyel.
Okay, so he has something to some message.
Simply
Is it good?
offering you an energy transmission.
Okay, thank you.
You're
So
welcome.
thank you for validate this to me. Now I will do more attention when someone else like that appear. Thank you so much.
Yes. Oh, all right. Thanks to you as well.
Hello, Pleiadian Council.
Hello. Yes, welcome.
I would like to ask about a sadness strategy I'm usually using for releasing expectation. So I would like to ask what's the definition of sadness and how to work with it?
Sadness, as the emotion, is a belief in one's loss or one's lack as a result of some event or some passing phenomena. Sadness is also, in a sense, necessary to process change for some of you. Sadness can be a healthy emotion as you move through transitions in your life. It allows you to let go and change perspectives. So it is a natural emotion, and it is helpful in allowing you to adapt to new circumstances and new realities, though it is essentially that, a tool for transitions. And sadness becomes chronic when one does not accept a transition that has occurred in one's life. In cases like this, it blocks especially the heart chakra.
And how it can be blocked?
Because one has not accepted the transition that one has gone through or is going through, and the heaviness of that emotion stays lodged in the energy system as the predominant belief stays active and activated.
Because I feel sadness when I'm releasing my expectations and moving forward and surrendering, basically.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I would like to ask, can you specify which emotion flows or emotional energy flows through which chakra? Can it be aligned somehow?
Well, again, all energies ripple through the chakras. So all emotions affect all of the chakras to an extent. There's an interconnection between them. Though, yes, we will do that now. The root chakra most strongly connects with the emotion of fear. It is fear that causes an infant to cry. It is the fear of living without needs being met that triggers that fight or flight response within us. Or also the fear of threat, yes. The sacral chakra resonates with the emotion of frustration. It is not quite anger. This chakra relates to desire, and frustration manifests when desires are not fulfilled. So there is both desire and frustration connected with the sacral chakra. It is the dual nature of this center. That feeling of wanting something comes from the sacral center, and that feeling of not wanting something or being frustrated and fed up with something also comes from the sacral center. The solar plexus chakra connects with emotions such as anger, worry, and also pride and the idea of self-worth. So all emotions related to self-worth, ranging from shame to pride. And pride, in a sense, can be a distortion of this energy as well, though it is not always a distortion, for there is some necessary healthy pride that comes with a positive self-esteem. What is typically referred to as pride in your world, we would describe as arrogance and overconfidence, though there has been a sort of distorted link between this healthy pride and those expressions. So regardless, all of these energy centers, or all of these emotions rather, manifest through the solar plexus center. The heart resonates most with the emotions of grief and also love. The spectrum of sadness and happiness has everything to do with the heart center. So all of the emotions that connect with these feelings of love or the lack of love, the love for others and the love for life, all manifest at this level of the heart. The throat is also related to that same emotional scale that the solar plexus expresses. There's an inner relation between these centers. So the same idea of the threshold of shame to healthy pride and everything in between also connects at that throat level, but it simply expresses in a different way. At the level of the solar plexus, it is more of an inner sense of one's being versus the solar plexus, the throat, relating more to the idea of one's self-worth emotions in relation to one's expressions and one's creations. The third eye is our emotions connected with the sense of meaning. So emotions of nihilism and pessimism and denial connect at this third eye center, as much as the emotions of faith, hope, insight, and wonder the kind of wonder and awe that comes with observing the intricacies of life connects at this center. The crown relates to emotions from, yes, the same sort of deep depression that might also express at the heart level. That happens when the crown becomes deeply blocked and one has absolutely no faith or willingness to consider higher powers. And the other expression of emotion at this level connects with blissful spiritual emotions, the states of ecstasy, referred to as the nirvana, enlightenment, samadhi, Christ consciousness, by various people in your world, or by some, in a more psychological sense, self-actualization. This transcendent emotion is related to the crown chakra and the ability to tap into that spiritual sense of vastness connects with the crown chakra. Does that help?
Yes, that is my next question. How this information may be helpful when working with these emotions?
Well, you didn't ask for how to use the information, you just asked for the information.
Okay, so my second question is
So
that.
You will have to ask that question next week, because for homework, for all of you, we would like you simply to consider the emotional states that you experience, and from noticing which emotional states predominate most of the time, where are you mostly focused in your own energetic circuitry? And from that understanding, then look at what beliefs might have been imprinted upon me that cause me to vibrate at this level in this looping sort of energetic way. So you get to figure this out for yourself. You are also a soul with a spiritual connection.
Mm-hmm.
Have
Okay,
fun with it.
Okay, thank you. What's your definition of desire?
Wanting something.
Okay, and when I want something, how does it relate to my needs?
It depends on what beliefs you've developed.
So, as Bashar is saying, it's the best way is to want what I need, right?
Yes.
Okay, and how do I distinguish or find out if I want something that I does not need? How do I find it?
Look at those 7 neutral needs as we describe and as the Bashar describes. And when you encounter a desire, ask yourself if your desire is helping you fulfill one of those neutral needs. And if it is not, ask yourself, is that desire something that is exciting and enriching to me? Or is that desire an old behavioral pattern that may not exactly relate to my excitement?
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. Thank you very much.
And our thanks to you as well.
Do you think I can ask something?
We do not.
Okay.
We are now complete with the questions at this time, and we will offer you all a brief meditation for activating your root chakra, or getting in touch with your root chakra, rather. So take a moment and close your eyes. Taking deep breaths in and out of your body. Sitting with that straight spine. Picture roots of light that go out from the base of your spine and out through the soles of your feet, traveling down deep into the center of the earth. Visualize and feel that energy traveling up through those roots and into your body, through your feet and through the base of your spine, and gradually traveling upwards, creating a wave of expansive energy through your body. Picture then a channel of light that goes from the crown of your head all the way up into the galactic center. Picture a shower or waterfall of light from the galactic center that flows through that channel of light into your crown chakra and through your entire body. Now, as both these energies flow, without moving your body, we want you to imagine this. Imagine red energy traveling up from the earth and in through the cosmos and flowing deep into your body. Imagine yourself curled deep into a fetal position as an infant. When you were this age, how did it feel? When those insecurities arose, what did you experience? Can you feel the urgency that you may have experienced as your infant self? How was that urgency received from those around you? Were your urgent needs met? Or were other needs more important for those around you? Remember moments in your life where you felt this deeper sense of urgency. How did you carry for yourself then? What was your own attitude towards your own state of urgency? Were you able to show up for yourself differently than the way others showed up for you when you were so young? Four, your attitude towards your own deserving of being a being with needs results from what you learn about yourself in those very early years. Retrain yourself to be also willing and ready to show up for you. Invite yourself to notice what perspective causes me to feel unsafe. Allow those perspectives to come into view. And now start to question. Do these perspectives disturb me? Because there's an unfulfilled need in my life? Or do these perspectives disturb me because I have miswired my own needs and desires? Allow the answers to come to you now and throughout your days. Ask yourself one final question. One final question. And the question is, what would it take for me to feel safer, more grounded, and more connected with those who share my purpose? Or we can add, who share some of my purposes. Be open. Be open to these questions. Be open to asking. Be open to responding to your own body's messages. Our thanks and love to you. And I wish you a very pleasant rest of your day.
Awesome.
Everyone.
Thank you, Dante.
How's it
It
going?
was amazing.
You're welcome.
Josh, it's your best. It's your best fan.
What was
Always.
that?
Josh, it's your best fan. Your highest
yeah.
fan is Josh.
What? Are you competing?
I am jealous. It's my third chakra blocking.
Oh, get it quite yet. But
Did you close the recording on
what's
YouTube?
left? Oh no, it doesn't. It's continuing.
Okay.
We're still. How's
Sorry,
everyone doing?
Mike, that question will be for the next session.
Yeah, you just caught in late. Yeah, we did answer your questions at the very beginning of the transmission. Yeah, we answered at the very beginning of the transmission. And they were very juicy questions, and the answers to those questions actually will be one of the front pages of this chapter. So that's cool. So yeah, I just posted a donation link in the Zoom if anybody feels like donating, and those who watch on YouTube can find that on the contact on my website. And there's also Patreon, and as I said, I'm open to hiring a manager for that on exchange for sessions. So talk to me. I can't keep up with all of the online things. I really wish to be doing that, but I'm having a hard time responding to all of my messages now during these travels. But hey, do the best you can do. It's been a little crazy. Das Fuzzy. Welcome to the video, Das Fuzzy. I don't know if you've been here before, but nice to see a new name in that list.
How are you doing in your holidays?
Oh, there's no holidays. It's just but it has been. I've been with friends who are doing weird tourist things, bit of that. But honestly, I don't really like Portugal. I mean, I do admire Portugal and I'm fascinated with Portugal, but my vibe was more like being grounded and chill and focused on my work and studies and self-cares. And it wasn't that because my friend who invited me here totally flaked on everything. in terms of our arrangements and agreements for living together and sharing a space and everything. And then I was left on my own in a place where I don't have connections, and it's been expensive and chaotic, and I've not felt so well. So I'm leaving Portugal in less than a week now.
And where are you going?
Back to Denmark.
Okay.
I'm a crazy Viking now.
But when this situation happen, why do you not channel to ask for the future probability for some higher entity before to go?
I am tuning into why am I not doing that? Well, I did do that, and I was guided to come anyway. And sometimes just because you're guided by your excitement to do some certain things doesn't mean you're not there to learn lessons. And I learned a lot of lessons about who to trust and who to not trust, and how to plan and how to not. And I learned some lessons, I still am, because of this, connecting with certain people that I wouldn't have otherwise connected with. And my chosen perspective is that that is happening for very positive reasons that are not able to be foreseen right now. Nonetheless, it doesn't make up for the stress. And on that note, I need to be going pretty soon.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. It was a great information.
That's quite cool, man. Hey, have a terrific one. Everything's gonna flip around, and definitely there's gonna be some amazing, like, just flip of energies happening. So
Yeah,
let's have fun with the surfboard.
Yeah.
I would have invited you in my flat in Paris, but the area is so much, it's so much not cool. So I don't want you to take the low vibrations.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I did think of coming there as well, but maybe next time. So much to fit into a short time. I wish that I could be everywhere at once, and that's one of the other overwhelming parts of it, is that having to make decisions. It's like it's all about that muscle of what excites me the most and what doesn't. And there's been a lot to process in terms of that, more than ever before, because I think there's so many more options. Anyway, at least I see more than I did before. But anyway, I'm looking into the thing to get my computer, so I'll stay on the stream until then, and then I will have to say goodbye.
Okay, stay safe. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
And even more fun your way.
What was that?
Even more fun and abundance your way.
Thank you. So yeah, now is an amazing time as well. Refer people for sessions, join the channeling course, have a session, send a donation. It makes everything magical and is going towards, yeah, I mean, I'm studying new things, and that's really the intention of my trip eastward to India, Thailand, is want to bring new traditions and knowledge into what I know, what I can offer. Ooh, it's loud here.
Hey, continual expansion. That's the cool part of it. And it all blends.
Everything's expanding so much. I love expansion. Yay, expansion.
Level up, level up. Oh, it's so cool.
Yeah. Did you like the transmission today, Josh?
It was epic. So much information about the chakras, and there's a lot of things to kind of just revise again and again, you know?
Yeah.
It's cool because it's like the more I notice it, the more practically every transmission has messages on so many levels. So it's this funny thing where you go back to it and you kind of go, oh, wait, I didn't get this before. And now I do.
This wasn't there the first time through. Yeah, I get that with these things as well. It's like you notice different details every time, and those details make a big difference.
Yeah, it's like this hidden stuff, but not so hidden. But because you're at another expansion level, it becomes like, oh, wow, now I get it.
Yeah. Okay. Going from teaching mode to student mode for this astrology course now. It's a big day. I'm talking to the teacher and showing him what I know. I'm in this course, Science of Light, Freedom Cole, Vedic Astrology Level 1. Wow, if I thought I knew something about astrology before, I knew something, but there's so much to know. It's a little overwhelming.
That's cool. It's like new perceptions, you know?
Yeah, it is cool. It's exciting. And that's kind of why I haven't been doing as many astrology videos, is because I'm just overwhelmed by, I don't need to turn on the computer yet, all of the information that's out there are like, now that I see so many new things, it's hard to know what to say, and it's hard to compare the systems because there's a core similarity, but they are so different.
It'll all blend in your own unique way.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna go do that now.
All right. Have a great one. And thanks
Thank
again.
you too. And yeah, thank you for being here. Bye, everybody. I wonder if anybody has watched to the end of this video on YouTube. If people like to watch these little end discussions, let me know. I'm like wondering, like, does anybody actually get to this part? Do people watch this to the very end when we're just sitting around chatting?
Good question. That'd be cool.
Let us know.
Put it in the comments.
Okay, so
have a good course, man.
Thank you. See you all later. Bye.
And again, more abundance, more fun, more joy, all your way.
You too, to everyone, to the whole world, wishing that abundance, prosperity, and everything to all beings. Whoop, whoop. Okay.